Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a very long time since I last uploaded my video. I think it was in the month of Jan, I guess. And I have my good reasons to take this small sabbatical from uploading videos. Although this is a new channel, I know we have this concept of consistency that comes into picture for YouTubers. And although I am not a YouTuber yet, I've just uploaded two videos. So I think coming to today's topic, as you must have seen, is about a quote that I will be dissecting. I'll be breaking it and I'll be explaining it to you guys. Before we start that, there is one segment that I would like to start in all my videos moving forward. Hopefully, in all the videos moving forward, uh, let's just let's just say that it is my way of reviewing the kind of books, the movies, the series that I watch, the songs, or something like that. It is basically my review of art, okay, in the form of literature, in the form of in the form of cinema, in form of literature, in the form of maybe paintings, anything, music, anything and everything, just for a minute or two. So today I'll be reviewing this book, Agori, An Untold Story, by Mayur Kalba. So I would not say I was intrigued or fascinated by Agoris. I was just a little, let's say that I wanted to know about them, but not in that fashion or not in that way. But there was this podcast by Ranveer Alabade on his Beer Biceps channel with Mayur Kalbag himself, and there he just mentioned his book, which was just going to be released at that time, and he also said that he got the opportunity to meet a few of them, a few, let's say, I will not call them as godmen, but let's just call them sadhus, okay. So that podcast made me a little bit intrigued and fascinated by the world of aghoris as such, because whenever we see them in a very dark and in a very different light. It is as if like we know they eat flesh, they do this, they do that, but this book is going to is going to completely change your mindset towards aghoris. So just give it a read, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check it out. It's a very light book. You can finish it off. It's not that spiritual or religious. You can just have a light read about it, and in a day or two you can finish it off. Okay, I really like this bookmark. Although I had this bookmark, but it's really good. It matches with the vibe of the book, right? Yeah. Let me just keep it over here. Yeah, don't fall. Okay, cool. So let's dive into today's topic then. Today's topic: we often suffer in imagination than in reality. So I've written a few things over here as a part of my so-called script. I'll be referring it to it in between, and let's see if I can manage both. So like I said, today's quote you all have read: we often suffer in imagination than in reality. This is a quote that I myself have heard a million times. But why is it that I was not able to dissect it earlier? Maybe I was not mature enough, or maybe I just didn't understand it properly. I don't know. Let's look into it. Let's find out. Okay. Before dissecting, let's just understand what is imagination and how we suffer in imagination. Okay. Imagination, as we all know, is nothing but a state of mind wherein you just think of a situation that may or may not happen. And it is in both sides. It is positive and negative. Let's not jump into the positive and the negative aspects of imagination. Let's just take imagination as a whole. Let me give you guys an example. Okay, what is imagination basically? Supposedly I have to make a report by 9 p.m. IST, and my boss has told me that you have to do it, this is the deadline, and you have to send it to the client by 9 p.m. IST. Now he gave me that job because he trusts me and he knows that I will do it, but I already have a lot on my plate right now, right? So I don't have any other option. I go and do it. I finish it off in hurry, and like you all guessed, it didn't go as planned. So the next day, before leaving only, I understand that there have been a few mistakes, but without even giving it a second thought, I might have sent it, or without even knowing there are some mistakes, I just sent it. Next day, before coming to work, I just realized that, oh, there was a certain point or a particular section that I missed out, and that is going to cause a big problem. So in the corner of my mind, what do? I start thinking, I start overthinking. This is the alternative word for imaginative thinking. It is overthinking. So I start thinking again and again. I keep pondering on that one thing again and again, repeatedly. Let's leave that side, in a recursive way. In a recursive way, and it leads to a big blunder, because in the morning I wake up, in my mind I'm just thinking about what happened last night. I'm not in the present state right now. I'm thinking about something that has already happened. Okay, so I have no other option. I know if I go to the office today, my boss is going to scold me, he's going to yell at me, he's going to throw vague amounts of abuses at me, and my seniors, my juniors, in simple terms, my colleagues will think I'm not that competent anymore. I may have lost my charm, and XYZ, blah blah blah, and my entire day gets ruined. Even if that issue must have been resolved before I reach office, till the time I reach that place, till the time I understand what is happening, I have already predicted a lot of things, a lot of negative things. Let me be very clear over here. I may have wondered, I may have imagined, I may have thought about negative outcomes and alternatives of the situation, rather than being positive about it, rather than just being cool and calm about it, like, okay, it has happened, let's see what I can do about it now. So this is what happens. This is what is the suffering that is mentioned in this quote. In imagination, there is no boundaries or limitations, right? We can go on either sides. Like, we can go to extreme positive side or the extreme negative side, and both the sides are not possible, right? It's not possible that the extreme negative is supposed to happen or the extreme positive just because you thought about it. It's not like that. Something is bound to happen, yes, but it is not right to think about it and to ponder about it again and again in a recursive state, right? So this is what it is. See, imagination in a positive way is okay. If it is too positive, then maybe it may cause harm to others, but if it is in a negative way, it is going to cause you harm, even if it is 1% negative. Okay, so this is how I look at it. Okay, suppose this is not a solution, but let's just take an alternative or a way to avoid some kind of overthinking in its first place, in its root level. Okay, see, we cannot eradicate it from the root, but we can at least find a solution to avoid it in some ways. Overthinking or overanalyzing is not bad if it is positive, but if it is negative, it is a troublesome. Troublesome. Wow. Okay, so it is a troublesome issue. So we need to avoid that. We don't have to eradicate anything. It's not a problem. We have solutions or resolutions for it, but it is not a problem as such. We can avoid it. We can do everything to it, but we need to accept it in its first place, right? So let's say you have accepted that, okay, my boss has given me a work and it has to be completed by 9 p.m. IST. You either find new resources. You find resources who are idle, whom you trust. Maybe if it is a very big job, you should find someone whom you can trust, and you can just divide it amongst them. Like, I'll do the 50%, you do 50%, because I have something and even you have something, right? So we can just divide it in some way. So in this way, you both can go to the boss and you can tell them that, okay, we have worked on this and this, and we have come to a very good conclusion. The report has been sent by 9 p.m. Let's say by 9:30 p.m. Not a big deal, but we sent it together. In this way, the work gets divided. You don't have to do all the work, and even if something goes wrong, there is someone with you to look after that. Point one. Point two, rather than doing that, you can do all the work and you can send it to some of your colleagues and for a peer review, right? Once or twice, and once you get that kind of confirmation, you can even send it to your seniors, right? Like, you can just inform them that this is the problem. I have a lot on my plate right now, but I'm going to do the job. I just need you guys to do a peer review. So once that peer review is done, there is a very good chance that any discrepancies, any errors, any flaws in your report can be easily caught. So rather than doing all that kind of overthinking the next day, you can actually come to conclusions a day prior when the job was given to you. This is that kind of solutions that you should come up with. Okay. Now I'll tell you why you guys cannot come up with this kind of solutions, because you guys won't accept it. So here is the deal. Start accepting it. It is not a problem, like I said. Imagination is the best thing that human beings have, and we have to use it in, I'll not use the word positive right now, or it will just be repetitive, but let's just say that you have to use it in a more productive, in a more creative way, so that you can grow and evolve as a human being first, rather than thinking on something that has happened or will happen. I can't ruin my present right now. I'll use my imagination in a very creative, productive way to become something, to do something great, but not for this purpose. So you just have to accept it in that format and start finding solutions before things go out of hand. That's it. I hope you liked today's video, and before we end this one, I'll give you a short glimpse of what I'll be doing in my next video. Let's just say that I'm rewatching one of the best shows that I have had the privilege to see, that is Suits, and I will be dissecting Harvey Specter's character arc. I will be telling you guys some of the basic what we can say characteristic traits of Mr. Harvey Specter, how he deals with people, the charm, the confidence, everything will be covered in the next video. And I know there are a lot of videos on YouTube right now that might give you the same kind of information, but this is from my perspective, and I feel that after rewatching it, like this is the second time I'm watching it, and I feel that I understood that character very well right now, because in the first time when I saw it, there were a few apprehensions or a few let's say misunderstandings that I had about that character. But now when I look at it, I know that okay, you know what, I'll talk about it in the next video. This is the glimpse that you wanted, I have given it to you. Meet you guys in the next video. Till then, peace. This is how you do it. This is how you fucking do it.